lame, you mad it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta text me, should stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta text me, should stick it in the boardroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these goals feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Me should stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta text me, should stick it in the boardroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. This is our live AMA coming to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We have a jam-packed episode today. Just as always, lots of alpha, lots of updates. But before we get into all that, let me introduce my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you today?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, really good. LA and I have been on the usual grind. It seems like, as momentum picks up, there's not enough time in the day. But that's what we love. We have a lot of updates to go over today. And we're going to jump right in. Again, we try to keep these AMAs around an hour. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. We'll get to them at the very end. Or you can always type them in our other social accounts to be answered on the following AMA. And I saw one question already, more of a comment, I guess. We need to have a new song for EMP Fusion. So, yeah, shout out to DeFi Proof. He is the artist that created that intro video for us. Again, I think the original EMP song is a banger. So, it's going to be hard to go with a new one. But, yeah, we have a great relationship with DeFi Proof. Hopefully, he can come up with something cool for the entire EMP ecosystem now that we're building out even more projects. So all right, and one more thing again before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps our channel. Our engagement has been killer lately. We've grown by about 20 active listeners on these AMAs over the last few weeks. It was averaging about 30. Now we're averaging about 50. And in the next bull run, we hope to establish this channel as a go-to channel for DeFi and crypto on YouTube. So all that is a great way to help support the protocol without any monetary commitment whatsoever. So again, comment, like, and subscribe. All right, we're going to jump right in. We're going to start with Fusion. And today's topic, I came up with this word over the week in our Telegram, Un-Fudable. So we're going to be putting a lot of things in place with our...
love it.
All right, LA, I know. We're going to be putting a lot of things in place with our ecosystems that are literally unfuddable. And again, I think that is going to be a great direction for us and use cases as well. We talked a lot about utility and use cases on the last AMA, but today we're able to finally drop some alpha in more specifics on that too. So, all right, the number one thing today is Fusion. We did a very thorough run through last week on just how bullish this current time period is. Right now, it's about accumulating and building for the launch of Fusion. I know, we still get the trolls that say, when is fusion? You guys aren't building anything, yada yada yada, and we have to deal with that. But the majority of the community has been super psyched and super supportive, and again, right now is the time, to take advantage. We saw a little bit of uptick in PEG and the price of EMP, as well as eShare when we launched Sparkswap. That has died off a little bit, but again, now is the time to accumulate. We purposely have lower liquidity on eShare right now as well. So again, those that do want to dump the bottom, which we feel, again, not financial advice, they're welcome to, but they're going to get hit with even more price impact. And so as we continue to move towards fusion, we then start deepening our liquidity again in both EMP and eShare. That becomes protocol owned liquidity that we're providing, which is again Un-Fudable. It can't be, just withdrawn or go away one day, and then we continue to march back towards PEG. And again, I think it's not a matter of if, but when. We've talked about a lot of mechanisms that will help recover PEG. Again, the major sacrifice into fusion will, what we feel, literally cut the circulating supply in half, if not more, in terms of EMP. We then use some of the LP that people sacrifice to not only reduce the liquidity, which makes it easier to get to PEG, but use that ETH and other fresh capital to push PEG up. And again, there will be sellers that don't believe in fusion, that just want to, exit as we get back towards PEG, and that's okay. That's another opportunity, for all of you to get in at a cheaper price, or a cheaper price than PEG. I don't think anybody's getting in at a cheaper price than what we're at right now, but again, not financial advice. But the point to that is, once people take profit, if they don't go into fusion, that's a one-time problem where they're gonna dump their bag and then they're gonna be out of the protocol, and it's up to all of us to continue to push PEG up and move forward. So we have real examples and math-based plans. Again, that's another thing that's Un-Fudable, is math. I mean, I can get on this AMA and tell you everything that you may want to hear, but at the end of the day, it's about what is it, trust but verify, and that is what we encourage. And the math involved here is again Un-Fudable. So yeah, that's kind of just a quick overview of Fusion. Every day we work towards getting it out and getting it finished, and we're building a strong foundation right now. While again the devs are hard at work building the actual code, we as a community can build a foundation. Again, getting everybody excited about EMP Fusion and all the parts of our ecosystem that we continue to build. And again, all of that will flow back into the mothership or the home base of EMP. It may be a few more months, with L1 Dex getting up and rolling, Sparkswap, getting more and more volume. But once all that's in place, we have literally, probably, I haven't done the actual numbers, but more than 7 revenue streams that are coming back and feeding Fusion, which again will make Fusion even more of a success long term. So again, not financial advice, but there is no other better time to continue to DCA into EMP and eShare, knowing the benefit of what is coming, very, very soon. So yeah, LA, anything you want to add to that? Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah, please.
Yeah, and not only with Fusion, but obviously with the integrations of EMP and eShare into SparkSwap as well. Um, so just to add on to that. But I think everyone who's on this AMA for the most part gets it, like understands now after the last few AMAs, like why we're doing things the way that we are. And most of you are taking advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you to earn right now. A lot of what we've seen randomly popping up in the group where people do want to spread FUD are just people who haven't taken the time to educate themselves on current events and what we're doing and why we're doing it, and haven't taken an opportunity to get involved. And so they're falling behind. That's not any of you, though. So we get to talk about the new and exciting things as they evolve because we know that all of you are eager to listen. And so that's why we're excited to get on all these AMAs and keep filling you in as we progress.
Yeah, I love it, LA, for sure. And yeah, thanks for clarifying on the EMP and eShare opportunity with Sparkswap too. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about the bridge and farming potential on Sparkswap. But no, to your last point, I could not agree more. I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head. And it's the people that are, again, the most fun producing right now, or let's call them trolls, don't they're not paying attention, and that's not any fault of ours or the community. It's simply just these short-term participants that just give up and think that things are dead when they're not. I mean, I get it. Like 99% of other protocols, once the fat lady sings, it's over. But with EMP and everything that we're building, even if we have a setback, with the bear market or, again, the DAAS contracts, kind of bleeding out, I mean, that's definitely a source of concern. But if they just took, again, an hour out of their day, I know that might be asking a lot, but I know if I had money in a protocol, I would easily make time for an hour to learn what's up. I think if any of those people just took the time to listen to one of our AMAs or read, 4 or 5 of our pinned messages, I think it would be very clear that we do have a very, very healthy recovery plan, and are going to build everything back stronger than it's ever been. And to me, like again, and I know I may be a rare breed, but we thought about this a lot about investing in teams and not necessarily projects. That gets me more excited than anything. When I know a team is hungry to build, and not just stay stagnant, that's what gets me fired up. And so I hope that we
Me too.
can, yeah, right, LA. I hope LA and I and the rest of our team can convey that to all of you. Yeah, go ahead, LA.
You made me think of something that actually came up with one of these Fudsters in the group the other day, and something that was said actually. We were having a chat about why we choose to make our group such a positive place. And the person said, when things start to change in EMP and things start to go upwards again, I can change my attitude very quickly and be one of the most positive people here. And it really got me thinking about the word faith and the word belief. And those of us who truly believe in people and teams and projects and go all in and invest in them, but really believe in those investments. Like when I went into EMP, it was one of my first two investments into crypto. But when I really started attending these AMAs for a couple weeks before investing, like I got really sold on AJ. Like I really believed in him and everything he was saying. And that was what made me want to be more than an investor, but want to help out in any way that I can and just play a bigger role and be a part in it. Like when you really believe in something, you don't have to see it in front of you in tangible evidence in order to have a positive attitude, in order to continue believing through all of life's ups and downs. Because I'm sure the people that you love in your life, your close friends, your family members, if they're going through a hard time in your life, you don't just like desert them or stop believing in them or stop loving them, right? It's the same thing with all of the things in your life that you care about, that you have the most conviction about. This is no exception. And when AJ says we have strong laid plans, they're not just plans, they're things that we are very much in the thick of putting into action at this moment. And many of them are in their very final stages of completion. But if something's in its final stages of completion, but you still can't find the belief to have a positive attitude, because you can't tangibly see the results yet, that is something to seriously question and ask yourself, how can I work on my mindset in life around the things that I choose to invest myself in, both time and money? Because the true definition of faith is believing in something and the results that are going to come from it long before you've ever seen the tangible evidence of it in front of your eyes. And so I just wanted to say that, because having a positive attitude is what attracts those positive results. You can't have a negative attitude when you're going through some bumps in the road and then be all positive when things get easy, because when you have a negative attitude, you attract more negative into your life. And so that's why we try to cultivate this really positive environment, because that's what we attract and that's what we're building. And we try to inspire each other and lift each other up with this positive energy. And that's what's been working for us for nearly 2 years, and why we've outshined a lot of other projects and survived longer, because we have that special magic, that little missing piece.
I love it, LA. Man, preach. I love it. That's absolute facts. Oh boy. I mean, I think LA could have charged $1,000 an hour for that personal development advice right there. And it's so true. I mean, that is really what we all that mentality that LA said, not only is that what we share as a community, but that's what we share as a team too. And I think that helps us, tune out all the haters and tune into all the love and support that we get, and that makes us want to build even more amazing things. So yeah, great little diatribe there, LA. That was killer. And yeah, I mean, again, I think as a whole, the community definitely shares that. And as long as we can continue to uplift each other and perpetuate that mentality, that is something really rare in crypto. And again, moving into the next bull run, that will attract some of the best people out there. It already has. I mean, again, I used to always say we have some big brain motherfuckers here at EMP, and again, those are people that we have attracted through that positive outlook and positive mindset that LA was just commenting on. So awesome stuff. All right, I'm fired up now. For the rest of the AMA LA, that was awesome. I do want to answer a few questions real quick because they relate to Fusion. Vino asks, can you cover the arbitrage opportunity that comes with Fusion, peg bonus, and open market price on VSC versus arb opportunities on Pulse Chain? So yeah, that's kind of a double question. So let me break it down a little more. Again, for those that aren't familiar, there is what we're calling a peg bonus and an early sacrifice bonus. Those are two separate multipliers that will go towards EMP for those of you that are sacrificing into Fusion. Now, there is a potential arbitrage. Now that we're using EMP as the bridge token over to Sparkswap, there would be, a potential arbitrage opportunity where the price on one chain will fluctuate, the EMP price on one chain will fluctuate to the EMP price on the other chain between BSC and Pulse Chain. But that's one of the reasons why the bridge is taking a bit longer. Again, we had hoped to be out earlier this week. We're literally still days away. Again, I'm hoping for an announcement really soon. But we have one more final piece on the bridge that plays into this arbitrage that's super powerful. So we will be able to run our own arbitrage bots to keep parity between EMP and EMP on BSC and EMP on Pulse. We'll be able to keep that parity. Again, it may even go up in price because there will be a lot of buying pressure on EMP for people that want to bridge over. And that allows, again, an additional revenue stream for us. So, part of that will go to Sparkler, part of that will go, back to EMP. And again, it's about just creating value out of everything we possibly can that is real yield, again, from fees or from, actually creating revenue. So yeah, I think that's killer. It's a good point. And then we'll even be able to arbitrage between our own um, LP pairs. So, and again, maybe I gotta back up even one step farther. For those of you that don't know what arbitrage is, it's basically making money on the difference in prices. So, again, if EMP was 8 cents on Pulse and 7 cents on EMP or on BSC side, it would make financial sense to actually sell that EMP on on Pulse and make the difference back over to the BSC side, bridging it back over. Now again, the margins are really really tiny, so unless you have a bot or are very experienced, it's hard to make money as an individual. But it's really a great way for the protocol to make money and keep money in the ecosystem. Because that's another thing. There's very successful arbitrage bots on ETH and a lot of the on the bigger tokens, but those are extracting value. Again, one of them, the famous one, is called the Jared from Subway bot, and that I mean that bot was on ETH, an arbitrage bot on ETH that front run a bunch of tokens that was making upwards of $1 million a day. So at the height of all the volume. So again, we're able to keep that value in the ecosystem rather than having a third party, extract that value. So all that is in place. And again, we don't want to launch the bridge. I mean, honestly, we could launch the bridge, tomorrow, but we want to have this other infrastructure in place to be able to capitalize on all the little, revenue streams associated with it. So hopefully that helps, Vino. Happy to answer more, but that was a really, really good question. And one more question I saw was about bonds. So yeah, EMP bonds. Again, I know a lot of you have bonds. Even now, you can go and buy bonds on EMP. And what that does, it basically burns the EMP, reducing our supply, and then you're able to redeem those bonds if and when we were back above peg. Now, obviously, we're gonna maintain peg, so that functionality of redeeming bonds really doesn't apply with EMP Fusion. However, we are giving all bond holders the peg value. So literally, if you're buying a bond right now, you're getting upwards of 5x when on the peg price when it comes towards applying it to Fusion. So just like liquid EMP, bonds, accomplish the same thing. And those of you that have already bought bonds, you will not be forgotten. And arguably, we may even do a single sided farm for bonds to even incentivize bonds even more over on Sparkswap because I think it would be healthy to have people buying bonds anyway prior to Fusion. So that's something we're talking about internally right now, brainstorming on that. But yeah, nobody will be forgotten for sure. So, all right, LA, anything you want to add to that or any other questions regarding
Yes,
Fusion? Go ahead.
we do have one more fusion, actually, two more in the Discord. So, what value or unit of measure will be used in the battery cycle? I'll give an example with made-up values to help explain what I mean. Let's say I get an L1X battery first. It's 1 E-share or 1 energy for the original purchase. Will the battery cycle at an energy amount like 0.1 or 0.25 energy, or at a fixed fiat value like $10 or $25? Will there be anything that the user needs to do on chain between cycles to start refilling a battery that cycled?
Yeah, so really, really great question. Again, this is somebody that took the time to actually read our white paper, and Ella and I were just talking about this earlier this week. We are working on, I know we said it all along about updating our Fusion white paper now that we've released a lot more info. So we will be doing that as well. But yeah, the underlying, the first part of that question, the underlying way it's calculated is in energy. So everything within the battery system revolves around energy. Now, again, the reason that is because in terms of dollar value, as eShare goes up in price, again, eShare is the equivalent of energy just outside of fusion, but they both correlate. So, to calculate it in a dollar value, it would be really tricky because, hopefully we all hope that the price of eShare goes up after fusion, and therefore the dollar value of energy would also go up. Um, but to the point that everything will be calculated in terms of energy. So again, just hypothetically speaking, say it takes a total of 10 energy to cycle, power cycle your battery. Again, power cycle means that the battery actually pays out. So, again, just to go full circle here, you have your microgrid in Fusion. Your microgrid represents your ownership of the protocol, and your microgrid produces a certain amount of energy every day, depending on how big, or the other batteries that you have, or any multipliers, stuff like that. So, if you're making, say, 10 energy a day, or say 1 energy a day, and your battery capacity. That's another thing that you didn't really touch on in that question, but the batteries will also have capacities. So the smaller batteries, if you just buy the entry level battery, that's fine, and it will require you to be a little bit more active, where you have to manage your batteries because once the battery fills, then you have to either choose to fill another battery, or it goes back to the buyback and earn mechanism. But if you have a larger capacity in your battery, which means it can hold more energy before cycling, that makes it a lot more passive. And again, the dollar value that you are able to withdraw in those batteries at every time they cycle is a lot higher because again, it's more energy that is feeding that battery. So there'll be a ton of different options for everybody. Again, that's another really cool part of Fusion is that it's so customizable and it can fit your particular need. I mean, maybe you're a whale and you don't want to have to check every day, then you just load up on a high capacity battery and check it once a week or once a month. Or maybe you're a minnow and you have the time to manage it, you just don't have the funds, then you could use a smaller battery and just be a little bit more on top of it. But yeah, all of it is calculated in energy, and we have some other really cool features that we'll be getting back to when we are finally putting our focus back on the Fusion launch, that will even make accumulating energy even more bullish. So did that answer, LA? I know I was kind of all over the place, but I think I answered it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Awesome. And then here's another one. I would like a short discussion on Generator. Will it get further support and promotion once Fusion is launched? So we can get that pool balance and our rewards rocketing.
Yeah, totally. So all the DAAS contracts other than Cultivator, again, that one's pretty much retired. We did take a snapshot on that for those that got involved and were victim to the growth DeFi debacle. So that will be applied to your microgrid as well as the Level X compensation plan. But yeah, the generator, again, we still have a very healthy relationship with Splinterland. So the generator should see the same sort of rebirth that we hope for Detonator and Reactor, and all even future DOS products when Fusion is live. So again, there's two major changes for DOS products when Fusion goes live. One of those is that you're earning your LP, but that LP actually goes into Fusion. you could still technically withdraw that LP like you do now, but it's a much more there's a few more steps involved, which is on purpose because we want to make it a bit harder for people just to dump, and really you can earn more in the long run by putting that LP to work, in fusion with a battery or generating more energy. But and then the second major change is some detonator or DAAS v3, where we're going to adjust some of the taxes for those that claim more than 2 days a week. Again, the healthy strategy that we have always preached was claim 2 days a week and compound five, or yeah, 5-2 for the week, or 6-1 if you want to be a little more compound heavy. But anything over that will start being taxed. So again, we always say that a built-in tax on a token can be a negative thing or a bit lazy, but we're all for taxing inside of actual contracts. So it will be a sliding scale that the more you claim beyond that 5-2, you get taxed harder and harder. And that really, again, forces your hand to do what is not only healthy for the protocol, but healthy for you as the investor as well. Again, we're putting up these guardrails on literally everything in the entire ecosystem that eliminates the human error, and really, again, forces people to do, and again, I know some people say, well, that's, not in the interest of DeFi to force people, but it's getting rid of the prisoner's dilemma where we're not reliant on other users to ruin the party. So, I mean, it's really bullish. I think having it done this way is very unique. And again, I think we're going to see massive, massive benefits from having the guardrails in place for sure. So, LA, you want to elaborate on that? I know, we've talked at length about how important it is to get rid of that human error.
Yeah, I think you went really deep into that, but I just want to also add that if you see how bullish everyone is on Sparkler right now, that's exactly how it was with Detonator and Reactor and everything. And it's mostly due to the protocol booming and everyone being excited about it. And
For sure.
when Fusion gets kicked off and is booming and we're back to peg and everything, obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, neither does AJ, but it would be a good guess to say that people would feel bullish on depositing into those contracts again and getting excited about them, especially when there's an opportunity to win the lottery and the largest depositor, and there are these new guardrails around it. So that would be a presumption that I would have. I don't know if it's a presumption that everyone would have, and obviously we can't promise that that's what's going to happen, but we are going to do everything in our power to get the protocol booming, between now and when Fusion is launching, and then once it does launch.
Yeah, I love it, LA, and that's a great point too. I mean, the fundamental, uh, you know, nothing has fundamentally changed in DOS products. It's just again to LA's point, when things are going down, it's a negative compounding effect, and once the pool balance starts draining, obviously people get scared, and it heightens everybody wanting to claim, 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 and then it's a negative spiral. Well, again, once the protocol is back earning, Spark or EMP and ETH and Spark, well, all of our assets are going up in value. I mean, that makes those contracts very attractive again, and all the incentives are already built in. I mean, again, the win it now, the random winners, the largest depositing winners. I mean, all of those incentives are still, very relevant to the contracts. It's just, we have to be going in the upward momentum rather than downward momentum, and I think everything will fall into place. And again, the V3 changes make all those contracts way more sustainable as well. So once we recover again, I think it will have a much longer runway, for sure. But and we have always said, the DAAS contracts um, were, a secondary contract built on top of the protocol, and it was a game. So I mean, we always said it wasn't an annuity. There was never any guarantee of return. So I mean, we do our best to build really innovative things, and we can continue to make them better and better. And it's every bit of our intention, to salvage those, and make everybody whole. In the long run, we just have to get there. So, all right, awesome. I think that was answered that. Any other questions about Fusion, LA, while we're here?
No, I think we can move on to the next one.
All right, awesome. I know that was good. That was almost 40 minutes on Fusion. That was going to be the short part of the AMA. So stick around. It may be a long one today, but that was really, really good info on a bunch of stuff. So, all right, we have some. Hang on, let me scroll down. Bear with me here. All right, we have some really bullish alpha. If you're part of our VIPs, you already heard this, and you've actually been helping us beta test. But we have a really awesome new partnership with a third-party developer that will have the first outside use case for Spark. So we are, again, we're still testing, so I don't want to open the floodgates yet and show you on screen. Although maybe on Monday we'll do a dedicated run through of the protocol. If you're on Twitter, you can probably figure out what it is. But it is a gaming platform where you can actually wager Spark on the outcome of two characters fighting. So that's the elevator pitch. It's something really unique. Again, I've been in DeFi now, or in crypto as a whole, for going on 10 years, and I've never seen this before. So I think it's super innovative. The developers developing it are great. Again, that was another part of our discussion today. Third-party development. I think to me that other than deep liquidity, one of the major signs of success in any protocol outside of price is that people actually want to build, on top of your product. And to me, that is such a feather in our cap, that other developers are trying to help our ecosystem use EMP and Sparkswap as investment vehicles for their own protocols, and even again add utility on top. So this is a project that's been in the works for a while. I know the developer personally. Great guy, great track record. We've audited the code, and honestly, it's very straightforward. It's not technically complicated. It's simply betting on an outcome. But what you're actually betting on is hilarious. So I find myself, again, I have no free time, but I find myself wanting to watch these battles play out. And again, I won't give too much info right now, but on next AMA we'll do a full run through. But they're just finalizing some node issues. We have a lot of traffic already, and Pulse has been slow. So we're trying to figure out making sure we have a dedicated node for the protocol. But yeah, that's only one. We have a total of three additional games that are being built, or two additional, three total. And we're getting LA. We're getting what, probably 40 messages every week about people wanting to build for Spark. We just got to vet them. I mean, that's a great sign,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's been
I keep
amazing.
saying to AJ, I keep saying to him, everybody wants a piece of us. We need to keep our eye on the prize.
Totally, I know. Yes, I get so excited. LA has to reel me in. So yeah, totally. Yeah, so go
No,
ahead.
but it's a really good sign. Obviously, we have drawn a lot of attention to us, and everyone sees that we've done a great job of, building a community in a short span of time. Not only a community, but a very dedicated, positive community with a lot of engagement, and a lot of people just want a piece of that action. But we have been approached by some extremely great projects, and we're just vetting them currently. And the one that AJ was just mentioning is one of them.
Perfect. I love it. So yeah, and we will be rolling these out. Again, stay tuned on all of our socials for a first look and a first ability to interact. And the other prerequisite too, and why again anybody can build anything. That's the beauty of DeFi. But in order to get a legitimate sponsorship or partnership with us, and actually be included we're gonna have a gaming section of Sparkswap as well for a lot of these third-party resources. But my point is, you also not only do you have to build for with the best intentions in mind, but you actually have to support the ecosystem as well. So not only is this super bullish for use case, but 2% of all wagers will go to burn Spark. And even the developer fee that this particular developer takes, not only is it extremely reasonable, but those fees will actually be applied to Sparkler in a very healthy way, where again, the developer is not just dumping Spark on all of our heads. So, there's a lot of prerequisites, and we only, endorse projects that have the best intentions for the protocol in mind. And I think that is super powerful moving forward as well. And, another reason why, us as a community, we should support those projects. I know, again, the VIPs have been beta testing it, and they've been playing it nonstop. So it's very addictive for sure, in again, a non-predatory manner. But yeah, we're excited for that, and a lot more third-party utility coming as well. After the bridge, we'll have a ton of more announcements in that regard too. So, all right. And speaking of, again, other, people in the space doing the right thing, a lot of you may or may not have heard of a company called Lemono. Lemono is a DeFi project. They are very similar to Honey, the app Honey. Those of you that may remember or know about that, where it's basically an app that you can run on your browser, where you get discounts or coupon codes for different websites, and then the company, in this case Lemono, not only do you as a user get a discount, but the company itself gets a affiliate commission, and they use that to support their token. And the ultimate goal is that they become a PayPal of crypto, where not only can you earn crypto for using their app, but then you can actually buy stuff with that crypto. So I like the guys; they're really great. I personally, I was a pre-sale investor. Again, the name of the app is Lemono, and they are offering. They're running another round of. I believe this is their public sale. We're gonna do a full announcement in all of our socials tomorrow. But with their launch of their app, the app is actually working now, which is awesome. We have an ad at the bottom for both EMP and Sparkswap. So again, another way we can help each other. They help advertise for us, and we help get the word out about Lemono. So, and we'll probably have those guys on for a future AMA. Again, I really like what they're doing, and again, those of you that are regulars here, you'll know why I love this project, and that is because it has real yield. Again, this is not some Ponzi-nomic element, where we're just buying a token and hoping it goes up. They're actually creating revenue through this app, and that will support the price of the token long term. So I really love that, and I'm happy to support them. So again, not financial advice. Please do your own research, but they do seem to be one of the good guys in the space. Again, Lemono, and we'll post a full write-up on this tomorrow. But yeah, All right. Anything else, LA, before we get into Sparkswap?
No, let's roll.
All right, here we go. So again, I told you it'd be a long one today. We'll try to get through it. Hopefully my voice can last the whole time. But Spark has just continued to, crush. Even now, I looked at the chart today. We've been in a sideways pattern for like 11 days. Again, that is unheard of for a reward token. So things are looking really good. Even Pulse as well has been up. It took a little bit of pullback today, but it's up over 15% in the last 3 days, and that has also helped to bring the price of Spark with it and help us maintain, the price. Again, yeah, with the real yield model, even if Spark maintains a somewhat stable price, that is absolutely incredible in terms of earning. So. And speaking of that, we did an awesome AMA, or Twitter space rather, last night. Ella, you want to talk a little bit about that while we continue to go on the other stuff?
For sure. Yeah, we had two great AMAs so far this week. We had yesterday with Coach X, and he's been really supportive of the project. We're going to be doing some more Twitter spaces with him coming up in the coming weeks. And we also had a great one with ATX Crypto on YouTube earlier this week. And we have two more coming up this week on Saturday and Sunday. I think you guys are going to be very excited when you see who we're going to be having an AMA with this weekend. And so I'll be filling you guys in on that and posting the schedule soon.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you, LA. Yeah, lots of more marketing coming again. We're not slowing down whatsoever. I know, everybody's when bridge. We are again, like I said earlier, the final testing has been flawless. We're just waiting for a little more tiny pieces of the puzzle to come together before we go live. Part of that is the pulse side farm for EMP, which we'll talk about in a second here. And then again, that arbitrage bot to make sure that we're able to maintain parity and actually profit from any discrepancies, which again will feed the whole ecosystem. So keep an eye out for that. It will be a stealth launch. Again, we already confirmed that we're not gonna say a date. It's just going to be live. So you're going to have to go look keep an eye on the bridge and the farms and our socials. We will announce it in the socials once it's live. But the reason we're not giving a date is because we don't want, 1,000 people lined up at, Saturday at, 5 p.m. Eastern. Where everybody's trying to use the bridge. I mean, I'm sure that we can handle it. We've upgraded the infrastructure to be able to handle as much volume as we need to, but it's just a much better model to roll out organically. So just keep an eye out for that. I know a lot of questions have been, what do you need to be prepared for this? Really, it's simple. You just need EMP. So whether you have EMP already, again, I would suggest not using some of your own EMP because obviously you can bridge it over, just don't use it dump it on the pulse side. If you're gonna bring it over, use it to farm. And if you want to bring over more capital, then yeah, buy some EMP, bridge it over to Pulse, and then sell it for Pulse or for whatever other token that you want. We are going to be monitoring that, especially for VIP users. Again, everything is connected, so we're going to be making sure people aren't, using it as an exit event. And honestly, you're only shooting yourself in the foot if you do that, because as we prepare for fusion, you're essentially trying to sell the bottom. And the arbitrage bot will help again make sure that there isn't any significant fluctuation. If anything, again, I think when the bridge launches, the price of EMP will go up because there'll be a lot of new users trying to use EMP to bridge over. So, and eventually we'll have again eShare, bonds, and even maybe a stable option bridging over in the future. But what you would want to have on the EMP side, it really doesn't matter because we already have liquidity there. But there will be a farm. We haven't announced yet what the LP pair will be. Again, EMP Spark or EMP Pulse. But we will have a farm on the Pulse side that will help facilitate the liquidity. So again, just prepare your bags of EMP and bridge them over when the bridge is live. And again, you can take advantage of that because not only is it a way to earn yield on those farms when they're live on the Pulse side, but again, you can possibly actually make money as EMP goes up in price and we start going back towards PEG to buy EMP now. So none of that is financial advice. It's just, again, some info on what you need to do to prepare. So, LA, anything on that front you want me to elaborate on or
We do have a couple questions.
okay, perfect.
So we're anticipating lots of new users once the bridge hits for Sparkswap. How do we protect ourselves against all the newbies, many who be dumping their Spark instead of doing the right thing?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that is just the game that we have to play. I think, you know, it's up to us as a community to try to teach everybody, but it is DeFi, it is crypto. You know, we're not pushing the buttons for people. But again, I think it boils down to, money talks, where, you're gonna actually be able to earn way more in the farm on the Pulse side, than just dumping the token. So yeah, unfortunately, tokens can be sold, and we just have to incentivize people not to do that because it's better for us and better for them in the long term. And really, you know, Sparkler, again, it's unfudable. Back to our topic. I mean, the returns in Sparkler have been insane, even still. And just imagine the additional revenue and additional volume that the bridge will bring. I mean, again, we could see Spark and Sparkler have a whole nother wave of upward movement. And, if people want to sell, that's just more opportunity for us to build our sparkler bags for sure. So yeah, I don't know if you're gonna add to that, LA. You have such a great way of spinning things, but yeah.
It's about continuing to educate, continuing to get everyone excited in our groups, and continuing to show everyone that there's actually a much better option than selling their Spark. Sparkler is already paying very well, and we anticipate when the bridge launches that it'll be paying even better.
Yep, I could not have said it more concise. So yeah, and again, it's up to us to share that. I know that whole term unfudable came from somebody sharing. I believe it was Goopy. Shout out to Goopy, an OG in EMP and now in Spark. He was posting, or she. I think it's a he, but you never know. They were posting their results from Spark, and again, it's the numbers are unfudable. So, yes, you're burning your tokens essentially. But I know there has been a ton of people that have literally ROI'd on their 10-year stakes where everything they're earning from Sparkler right now is pure profit. And had they sold, even if they had sold Spark, at the all-time high, they would not have made as much as they have made right now being in Sparkler, and Sparkler will continue to be a golden goose, for the foreseeable future. So again, that is so crucial that we explain that to people and get them to change, their mindset because we want everybody to win. Again, if they want to sell, that's fine. We're not here to sell shame anybody. We're here to help everybody actually become more profitable over, the long run. They just have to change their mindset. So, Yeah.
Here's something for you, like that's quite interesting that I was thinking about today when I was looking at my own Sparkler stakes. So this video came out that I did not share because I didn't love it, but to each their own. And in it, this influencer was suggesting that the preferred strategy was to go into the stable farms and then just sell all your Spark. And he was saying that he's been burned in other protocols before, and this is what he always does when he enters any new project now. And I went on there in the comments and very politely, but like educationally, just educated about Sparkler and why we're different and how it shouldn't be treated like any other protocol because it's an opportunity that you're missing out on. And if you just sell your Spark every week, you're actually only ensuring that you're earning less and less and less money every week that you do that. But that's beside the point. So he wrote back to me in the comments, which props to him for not deleting it because I thought he would, being that it made him look kind of foolish. But he said, no, I've learned before. It doesn't matter if it looks different. I will always take profit immediately. And I wrote back, yes, absolutely. Take profit, please. Sparkler provides this amazing opportunity to take profit in PLS from day one. And I was looking at my stakes, and they're not all from day one. They're from all along this whole journey now. And the ones from the first couple weeks, I mean, some of them are on their way to very close to 3xing now, and at least a few of them have 2x'd now. Like they're all doing incredibly well. But had he done that from the beginning, because he made it sound like he got in near the beginning, he would have been able to cover his ass like he wanted to and protect himself and take that profit right away to at least cover his initial investment and take it in PLS and never have to sell Spark and do exactly what he said he wanted to accomplish, which is why he was selling the Spark in the first place without ever having to sell any Spark, and keeping the protocol healthy and actually educating his users on not only doing what was best for them, but also best for the protocol and also what would have earned them the most money. So he missed an opportunity there for being closed-minded.
Totally. I love it, LA. And again, that's up to us as a community to illustrate the math. Again, everything LA just said, that wasn't just her opinion. That was the provable, again, unfuddable, I'm gonna, it's my new favorite word, unfuddable math that shows exactly what she's saying. And I get it. I mean, again, props to this guy, because in every other scenario, what he said would have been 100% right if there was no Sparkler. Sparkler is the secret sauce. Sparkler is what makes Sparkswap different. And again, we've seen it play out. You know, just don't even take our words for it. You can see it in the chart that, again, it's a reward token that isn't going straight down. That is proof that we have something special. You know, is it the Holy Grail? Maybe. We don't know. We don't have enough data yet to really tell if we've cracked the code, but it's very possible. And again, I think, you know, to LA's point, you know, it's people that just need to really wrap their head around it to understand. And, you know, if it was any other yield farm or AMM, absolutely, you sell the reward token to get your profit. But here, it's a whole nother animal, and it's just so powerful. And again, I think the more that we illustrate that, the better it becomes in terms of longevity of Spark and SparkSwap as well. And that doesn't even include moving away from emissions, because that was one last point I wanted to make before we have some mega alpha at the very end here. But is that, you know, everybody thinks it's so attractive to go into these pools and farms, and we saw it even in the Telegram and some of the socials. Remember, these pools and farms, the APR is variable, and the more farms that we add, obviously the money has to come from somewhere. The less risk pools and farms, they are what we will be taking from first because um again, we want to prioritize the farms and pools that are most beneficial to the ecosystem. I mean, again, this week we added the USDC um PLS farm, and that alone has generated about $500 a day in buying pressure on Spark. So we have to make these decisions uh, for the longevity of the protocol, and these stable farms and single asset pools, that's what we'll be taking from first, and that's just only fair. Again, we know there's a high in and out fee on those, but by now, again, even if you're getting in today, even if the APR goes down, you're able to literally make your money back in a matter of 30 days, which is is unbelievable. And so again, those low risk farms and pools are great, especially if you just want to have it somewhere without sitting in your wallet. I mean, those are ideal, but to really, get the sustainable yield where, you're not worried about the APR, basically disappearing over time, go into Sparkler. You have to have exposure to Sparkler because, again, we've said it many times, the APR in Sparkler can actually go up the more revenue that we generate. And that is not dependent on any other dilution or, emissions of actual Spark. That is pure revenue buying back and distributing, actual yield to all of you. So again, I get so fired up about it because we've built a better mousetrap, and for now, about a month in, we're all systems go, and that's without even the bridge and the arbitrage and the internal LPs. I mean, we have 4 or 5 different things that we're bringing on that will be pure profit to the protocol and Sparkler, as we continue to build. So, all right, awesome. LA, anything else before we get to the major alpha? I'm gonna let you drop this alpha because I know it's something you've been really hoping for, and a lot of our community has been hoping for this as well. But anything else before we get to that?
Just give me 1 second. I'm going to scan the comments one more time for questions.
All right, perfect.
Okay, would we be able to transfer EMP and USDC immediately or EMP only initially?
Yep, so for right now, it's only going to be EMP. So you'll be able to bring over EMP. And then we are looking into too. I know another person had asked, is there a way to convert some of the bridged assets into Pulse so that you can actually transact? Because that could be a potential issue. If you're bridging over EMP, but you actually don't have any Pulse to sell. So we're looking into options. We may have a faucet. We may be able to integrate part of your transfer fee in actual PLS. So that is something that we're looking into. But for right now, it would just be, EMP is the only asset. The rollout will be hopefully EMP, then eShare, then EBONDS, and then a USDC. So, or even, I don't think there's a wrapped version of PLS on Binance. If there is, somebody let me know, or I'll do some research into that. But it'll probably just be a stable backed option, and we may again here's some mega alpha for everybody. Those that stay around to the end, they get the juiciest. We may actually have a stable, fully collateralized, which means again it's not just printed out of thin air. There's actual USDC backing it, but we may end up having our own stable token for the bridge that's fully collateralized. So like a Spark Plus or something to that effect. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, all that's in the works.
All right, one more. isn't it good if Spark goes down in price because you can buy more shares in Sparkler in a lower USD price?
Yeah, I mean, those that are looking to build their exposure, I mean, yeah, that's a great way of thinking. And that's why I think we are seeing a lot of the dips getting eaten. And we have some other, again, right now the focus is on the bridge and, getting our own LP up and running. But there may be some other tweaks that we can implement into Sparkler as well, where the exponential curve actually works out better over time, a little bit more reminiscent of the bonding curve of T shares, where again, to this person's point, you know, um, you're never going to be able to get as many shares in Sparkler as you are, today, and then that would be the case, every day that goes forward, you're getting less and less. And this will really help with dilution, and also, drag the price of Spark up with it because, again, you're gonna have to buy more or earn more Spark to get the equivalent share value. So, all of you, again, we say it over and over again, all of you that support the protocol early and, are not dumping along the way, all of you will be rewarded most. And that's just the poetic justice that we integrate in all of our protocols, is that we support those that support us. So all of that will be, again, as we grow and mature as a protocol.
For sure. So are we ready for some juicy news?
I love it. Yes, LA. I won't steal your thunder. Go ahead. I'll let you drop the bomb. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be as excited as I was, but
Yeah.
I mean, some of them will be, and others won't care at all.
That's true.
So, Spritz, as you know, we're very passionate about Spritz. We love Spritz. They have now expanded their territory, and they are now not fully operational, partially operational in Canada. So they are now offering off-ramping straight into your bank account for Canadians. So we've been waiting for that for a long time for all my fellow Canadian pals. And it was like Christmas morning when we got that email. So I know I've spoken with some of you who are really excited about that. And it's a really good sign because that means that even if you're not Canadian or American, it means that they're expanding into other territories. So they may be coming to your country soon. And so if they're not yet in your country and you want them to be, make sure you're voting on their Discord. There's one of their channels has a button that you press, it leads you to an external website, and they have this voting there. And I was voting for Canada. I was getting even my American friends to vote for Canada. And I guess it worked because here we are. So
I love it.
I'm gonna post our affiliate code into the comments again. If you are registering for Spritz, make sure to use our code. All of the affiliate commission that we earn through EMP from our Spritz, from our YouTube commissions, from our hardware wallets, all of that goes back into buying and burning EMP. So definitely use our affiliate code.
Perfect. There you are, LA. Yes, I know all of our Canadian friends. I was gonna queue up the "O Canada" song, but I didn't have it in me today. But yeah, we're really excited for
You
that.
can sing it if you want.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you, LA. I don't
There's
know,
pro
man.
sheet where
Yeah.
you need them.
Oh man. Yeah, I'll stick to the poutine instead. How about that? So yeah, but yeah, we're excited for that. Again, we have an ongoing relationship with Spritz. They're absolutely incredible. For any of you that don't know what Spritz is, it's an incredibly powerful off-ramp tool, which means you can sell your crypto and either transfer it to a bank account or pay a credit card, or they even have their own credit card that you can fund and use crypto in the real world. and it's run by an amazing group of people. They're super smart and engaged, and again, trying to build a better crypto experience for everybody. So I cannot speak any more highly
Hmm.
of Spritz. They're amazing. They even have business account um, capabilities. So definitely, use our affiliate link. Go show them some love. Tell them that EMP sent you. And we will be again. This is more alpha. Today's been alpha day. Holy cow! We're hoping to integrate Spritz even more so in Fusion. So again, we encourage healthy profit taking, and hopefully have an on and off ramp directly into Fusion with Spritz. So that will help us scale even more. So yeah, absolutely.
For sure. And just a final word on that, just the difference between the ease in using Spritz versus a traditional exchange is just night and day. So if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely do so. It will literally make your life much easier.
Agreed. Yeah, if you're using any kind of centralized exchanges, obviously, an on-ramp getting money onto crypto, unfortunately, the centralized options are still your best bet. But getting crypto off or getting crypto off and into the fiat world, Spritz is hands down the best experience out there. And again, I know a lot of us are in accumulation mode. So I know we all have to live and pay our bills. Um, but as long as you can set up the Spritz account, so you're ready to really take profit at the, next October, you're ready to roll. So yeah, totally. All right, cool. Is that it? One more thing, LA, or is that it? Do you have anything else? Any final words? Go ahead.
I was just scanning one more time. Um, will straight BNB be able to be swapped for PLS on the bridge? Not on the bridge, but in the exchange. I think we covered all the questions.
All right, awesome. Well, we didn't go too far over time today. Again, we try to stay about 1 hour. We did a lot more in-depth talk of Fusion. So I hope that really helps everybody get excited for that. We have, again, like Ellie said, a lot more coming. We, again, when bridge, the bridge will be here ASAP. But even more marketing, some great coverage coming up about Spark. And then yeah, L1 Dex as well. We hopefully will have some updates on that. Right now we're just waiting for the wallet and the claiming functionality within L1X itself. But the Dex, I mean, again, it doesn't slow us down in terms of actually building. All the UI, all the interface, a lot of the contracts are done. We're ready to deploy when the time is right. So no delays whatsoever in that. L1 Dex is as bullish as ever. We still have our weekly meetings. Again, we're bringing on additional developer help for Spark as well, so we can build out Spark at full speed and let the original dev team, including our lead developer Jake, get back to focusing on Fusion full time. We're expanding again in the middle of a bear market. We're one of the only protocols expanding. We have some amazing things in the works. As much alpha as we dropped today, that's only about 10% of what we have in the works. So we are always looking to that forward moving event that keeps everybody engaged and excited. We don't like to tease everybody, but we have to still keep our eye on the prize. And as soon as we have concrete updates and as far as dates, all of you will be the first to know. So. All right, I think that really wraps it up. We'll have even more updates on next week. Yeah, as well as again, these AMAs over the weekend. But Ella, any final words? Go ahead.
Yes, two things. Yes, the pre-sale goes through September 30th. That was a question in the comments.
Perfect.
And then I just have one thing left to say. You're supposed to say what?
What? Oh, what? No, I was gonna answer for you. I think I know what you're gonna say. Well, yeah. What's that,
Let's
LA?
fucking go.
I love it. That's what I thought you were gonna say. So, all right, let's fucking go. I love it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
again, everything is coming together. If LA gives us a let's fucking go, then you know that it's gonna be a bullish week ahead. So, all right, awesome. Love you all. Again, we're making it happen. I know everybody wants it tomorrow. Just remember this is a long-term vision, and we could not be set up more perfectly for success. And again, over the next few weeks, we have even more amazing opportunities that we're going to be rolling out to all of you. So stay tuned for that. That will even catapult us further ahead of everybody else in DeFi. So again, a little bit of foreshadowing for all of you. Get ready for that next week or the week after. And then, yeah, just keep in touch on all of our socials. Continue to help us spread the word. Again, before we wrap it up, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe in the comments below. Give us a let's fucking go in the comments. And yeah, we'll be back. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. If we have another breaking news AMA, we may have an additional one during the week, but you can count on Mondays and Thursdays at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. So, all right, I think that's it then. On that note, good night, good day. We'll see you all on Monday.